Is it still worth it to drive rideshare in 2023? And can you still make money driving rideshare in 2023? Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to the RideShare Guy. You know, a few years ago, you could easily say, no matter what, yes, it is worth it. And for most people, it's going to be worth it. But today, it's a little bit more nuanced than that. And there's several factors that can decide whether rideshare is going to be profitable for you or you're going to go belly up. So let's go over a few of them. And not only that, we're going to do Uber and Lyft in separate videos because this is rideshare. This is going to be talking about the overall aspect of it. But make sure you subscribe so you won't miss, is driving Lyft and Uber in 2023 still worth it? All right, so let's first start off with supply and demand. Demand is key when it comes to you making money, because if there's no demand for rides, well, there's no rides coming in and you're going to sit there and you're not making any money. But over the years, demand has gone up. More and more people do use the platforms. But with that being said, there is more supply. So more drivers are on the road because more drivers are taking advantage of trying to make money driving people around in their cars. Now, those definitely do fluctuate, and it could be different seasonality, it could be different weekly, and it could be different daily. And it all just depends on your market. So this is something where you would have to go out and figure that out by yourself and see how your market reacts when the supply is low, when the ride demand is high, and try to figure out the best opportunities out there. In other words, in order for this to be profitable, in order this to be still worth it in 2023, you have to have some sort of strategy in place. And being in 2023, there's been a lot of changes that have taken place just in this last year, like inflation, like the costs of everything has gone up. So gas, the maintenance on your car, oil, everything has gone up. So you have to factor in those costs when it comes to inflation. And with those higher costs, you're definitely going to have to figure out your costs per mile or how often you're driving to be able to figure out whether it's going to be profitable for you to go out or not. The next thing is the macroeconomics of the world. The economy has kind of gone in the tanker. And in other words, that means more and more people are going to try to be doing different things in order to make money. Rideshare is one of those things that you can pretty much do at your leisure. You can go online, you can go offline when you want, when it's convenient. So if you have a little bit of time before work, after work, in between, on the weekends, whatever it might be, all of these things could influence how many drivers are going to be out on the road. And trying to offset the inflation on grocery products, on the normal everyday products, and everything else. Now, one of the biggest things that can help you with strategy that has changed from last year to this year is that Uber and Lyft both implemented their upfront fares and upfront pay model, which is good because you're able to see the pickup, the drop off, the map of where it is in relation to where you currently are, and also how much you're going to make on that particular ride. Having that information up front, plus knowing all of your costs associated with driving, is going to make you a much more informed driver, and it's definitely going to help you make profitable rides versus taking rides that are not going to be profitable. Now, when you factor in over several years, the pay has steadily decreased, not increased. And with the rising costs of inflation, with the rising costs of maintenance for your car, and just the overall operation of your car, usually means that you actually have to drive more in order to make the same amount. But that doesn't always hold true, and you could definitely make quite a bit of money driving rideshare in 2023 if you implement your strategies. Now, we have talked about the 3 Ps in a previous video, and it's more important now than it has been ever before when you need to plan your route accordingly, plan when you're going to go out, plan for the amount of drivers and the rides that are coming in, for seasonal, for daily, for weekly trends that are happening in your area and your market. When is it busy? When is it slow? When is it going to make you more money versus not? Do you have the time to be able to go out during that? Then you can actually plan your route in order to know where you're going to be and when you can end up in certain areas, like using different destination filters, but also using the upfront fare information so you can see where the pickup and the drop off is going to be, so you can position yourself for the next best ride or the area that you want to be in. And also being able to position yourself where you're going to be able to take advantage of the bonuses, the surges, and anything else that's going to help you make more money on the road. And lastly, patience. And patience is extremely important because this is something where when you get a ping request coming in for a ride, well, if it's not worth it, or if it doesn't meet your cost threshold, because you got to figure out what your costs are associated with driving and then do a calculation in order to see if that particular ride is worth it or not to take, well, then you need to have the patience to say, nope, I'm not going to take that ride. And it's not taking me where I want to go, so I'm going to deny that ride request coming in and wait for the next ride that could position you better and also could be paying you more. Now, those are very simplified, but there are many more strategies that you could potentially take in order to maximize the amount of earnings that you could make as a rideshare driver. Now, the RideShare Guy does have a course that you could sign up for, and if you use special code RSG50, you're going to get 50% off. And this is a limited time deal. So if you want to position yourself ahead of other drivers in the area, well, then make sure you check the link in the description below. So what are the key takeaways here? And is it really still worth it in 2023? Or has it slowly positioned itself out of being profitable? And the answer is it's going to depend on you, your market, and especially your strategies. So it's going to come down to you because you need to know the costs associated with driving. You're going to need to know your goals associated with driving and why you're going to be driving in the first place. Obviously, for the most part, most people are going to save for extra money or for their main income if you're doing this full time. But if you don't know your costs or if you don't treat this like a business, well, it could become a hobby, and sometimes hobbies usually cost money instead of make you money. And it comes down to your market. Are you in a busy area? Are you in a place that uses rideshare often? Are you in a rural area? Are you in a college town? What's your market look like? What do your trends look like? You need to figure these out, when it's going to be busy, when it's going to be slow, and work around those times. And lastly, of course, the strategies, because they're more important now than they've ever been before. And making sure you subscribe to the channel because we come out with different content all the time on increasing strategies or taking advantage of the 50% off on the course. Those are going to help you create better strategies and help you plan ahead of time, as well as be able to position yourself and have the patience to take the best ride. Just know times will be good, times will be bad, and you just got to make sure you know when the times are going to be better than others. Make sure you make money out there. And with that being said, I want to know, what do you think? Do you think driving rideshare in 2023 is still worth it, and why? Comment below and let us know. Now, if you want a more in-depth breakdown on the 3 Ps, make sure you check out this video right here. And as I said before, make sure you subscribed and turn on notifications. All right, drive smart out there, everyone.